Welcome back. Today we're talking about a 17-year-old Irish defender called Vinnie Leonard. Born March 2008, he started off his footballing career in earnest at a young age with Torro Utd FC, a local club here in Ireland in Kilberry, County Meath. There he progressed through the age groups levels with the talented team, and in early 2022 he moved to League of Ireland side Dundalk FC as an only 13-year-old, soon to be 14. For those outside of Ireland, in 2022, Dundalk was a top-tier Irish Premier Division club. Vinnie initially went into the under-14s for the 2022 season, but impressed off the bat and moved seamlessly up through the age groups until signing pro terms with Dundalk at the end of the 2024 season. After making his breakthrough with Dundalk's first team in that 24 season at only 15, so very impressive stuff. He debuted for them in the Leinster Senior Cup against Bows, some would say Super Bows, on the 5th of February 24 in a 0-0 draw where he played the entire 90 minutes. Unfortunately, the 24 season for Dundalk ended in relegation. They had problems on and off the field. And that meant for the 25 season, i.e. this season, again, those outside of Ireland, the season goes calendar years. So they are now in the second tier, which is known as the Irish First Division. While bad for the clubs and fans alike, it would only give Vinnie more and more exposure, which more than likely would have come regardless this season had they stayed in the top tier. But by dropping down a division, it meant his ascent was undeniable. He was a first teamer, week in, week out football starter, one of the first names on the team sheet. In the 24 season, last season, he turned out a total of 3 times, but training with the first team and on the bench regularly during that season. Again, to state at that stage, he was only 15 and then 16 years of age. So far this season, albeit in the second tier in Ireland, the now 17-year-old has thus far turned out 26 times at the time of recording, with 2 goals, and as a starter, i.e. full 90-minute week in, week out player, as I said. And again, it's a foregone conclusion when team selection conversations come up. He's part of the backbone of the team that's doing very well at the moment. He also became Dundalk's youngest ever goal scorer when he scored the only goal on the opening day of this year's Irish First Division season in a 1-0 victory over Athlone at only 16, and again he's a defender. To note, for those outside of Ireland, there's still circa 3 months left in the Irish season, so all those stats, minutes, etc., it's only going to go up, and it's only going to cement them even more as such a talented young defender. Internationally, he's represented Ireland at under-16s, under-17s level to date. He is again highly thought of in the Irish youth setup, and no doubt will move through the age gaps in the next couple of years on his way to hopefully representing Ireland at senior level, all going according to plan. No doubt he's a dead cert to start for Ireland at the under-17s World Cup in Qatar, which he helped Ireland's under-17s qualify for. That's later this year in November. What the future holds is the question now. With being part of the very successful Irish Youth International setup and also making his pro debut at only 16 last season in the Irish top tier, and now week in, week out starting in football this season at still only 17, it has only increased his exposure and put scouts throughout Europe and the UK on high alert. Interest so far has been reported in France with Lyon and Lille, Italy with Genoa, in the UK with various clubs in the Premiership and Championship, which says it all, coming from top leagues. The top leagues in the world are all, as I said, on high alert. The list of potential suitors will only increase further when you expect Vinnie to turn out for the under-17s in the Irish World Cup in Qatar, where scouts from across the globe will converge to have a deep dive on the world's top talent, Vinnie being among them. Where and when he will go is anyone's guess, but you'd imagine his main focus now is on finishing the season out with Dundalk, helping them become champions of the Irish First Division, getting them promoted back to the Irish top tier. Dundalk currently leading the Irish First Division, as I said. Then in November go to the Under-17s World Cup, focus and block out all the chatter of big clubs and next move decisions, which can be deferred to his family and team in the interim. as you do well on the field as you are, and all the rest will fall into place, and you can sit down in January to assess the multitude of options you're going to have then. Of course, you could stay with Dundalk, especially if they get promoted back to the Irish Premier Division, move to another Irish Premier Division side, of course, as well, or move to the UK or mainland Europe with a club with a clear route to first team football in a top world league, or perhaps move to a club just off the top tier in Italy or France, where he could sooner rather than later get straight into the mix of first team exposure and game time. If I was to guess, I'd imagine as he's closing on 18 years of age, England will possibly be the destination. As I said, he will be 18 in March next year, so there won't be anything stopping him moving to the UK, and perhaps the money contract on offer there will be hard to beat, hard to compete with from other leagues, and the fact that it's the same language and it's just across the water, and all the usual stuff that attracts us over there from a playing point of view. But we shall see, and he could perhaps turn up in Italy, France, as I said, or Germany, or somewhere else instead. Whatever he and his family and team decide, one thing's for sure, exciting times await. If you liked the video, send us a like, subscribe, or leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Or buy us a coffee at the link in the description. And as always, we'll be watching.